Hey, what's going on, man? This is Andy. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to talk a little bit about the upper-lower split methodology of training to grow muscle. Now, the upper-lower split is exactly how it sounds. It is a method of training your upper body and your lower body on alternate days, right? So this has a number of different benefits and a number of different drawbacks. But first of all, what it is, you're going to go in and you're going to train maybe 4 days a week. On alternate days, you're going to do upper body and you're going to do lower body. Now, the upper body session generally will consist of exercises that are like sort of big and compound and all-encompassing. So you're going to have a horizontal push, which is going to be something like, you know, a chest exercise like a bench press or a machine press or a dumbbell press. You're going to probably have a vertical push, which again is going to be a shoulder exercise, something like a military press, an overhead dumbbell press, again a machine press, a Smith machine press, something like that. And then you're going to have a vertical pull and a horizontal pull. So it's like a lat pull down, pull up, something like that for the vertical pull, and for the horizontal pull, you're going to have some sort of row, like a bent over row, or an incline dumbbell row or something like that, along those lines, right? So it's very, very simple. Then you're going to sort of accessorize around those as you see fit, okay? So it depends on what you want to bring up. So if you want to bring up your arms, then you're probably going to put in, after those 4 key movements on the upper days, you're going to probably put in some extra bicep curls, tricep push downs, dips, close grip presses, those kinds of exercises. If you want to bring up the shoulders a little bit more, maybe some more side raise movements, some rear delt movements, those kind of movements would go in pretty nicely. On the lower days, there's a couple of different ways of doing it. The way that I like to structure my lower body workouts on upper-lower split programs is that I like to bias do 2 lower body workouts a week to start with, and I like to bias one of the lower body workouts more towards quad development. So there's where you're going to have your heavy squats and your heavy presses, basically, okay? Leg presses, sorry. So that's your workout's going to be structured around your heavy squatting movement, and it doesn't have to be a back squat. You don't have to just put a bar on your back and squat. That's perfectly reasonable movement, but some people don't really get on well with that biomechanically, so you can swap that out for something like a hack squat or something like a SSB squat, like a safety bar squat kind of thing, a dumbbell squat or a Smith machine squat or a V squat, anything like that, right? But a squatting movement is necessary on the quad focused day, and a leg pressing movement, and then you can again accessorize around them with your lunges and your leg curls and your leg extensions and calf presses and things like that. On the hamstring focused day, I would go more with a heavy kind of pulling movement, right? So that would be a hamstring focused movement like an RDL or a stiff leg deadlift. That's going to be putting some load through the pull area of the lower body, right? So the hamstrings and the glutes. That's going to be where you're going to focus everything around there. And you're going to accessorize around that with your lying leg curls, kneeling leg curls, seated leg curls, glute, movements like hip thrusts and things like that. And again, you can sprinkle some quads in those days as well with leg extensions, but non-loaded, right? Non-heavy, like you want to avoid the heavy squats and presses and save them for the like quad focus day. So generally speaking, that's like a 1,000-foot view of an upper-lower split workout. Now they've got, like I said earlier, both benefits and drawbacks to this type of workout. So let's go through a couple of the benefits first, right? The benefits of the upper-lower split workout are that it's not as specified as your body part specific workout, or like your push-pull legs workouts, right? So because it's not as specified, that means that you're not going to absolutely smash one particular muscle to within an inch of its life, right? Especially on the upper body. Because in a body part specific workout plan, you're going to go in, you're going to absolutely smash an area like, let's say, your chest or your shoulders or your back or something like that. And that area is probably going to be written off. Like, it's going to be really, really sore for 5 to 7 days, maybe even more, depending on what your recovery is like and how hard you've trained. So it's because you're not going in and smashing that one particular body part, you're just doing a couple of exercises on one body part per workout and then moving on to the next body part. You're able to train much more frequently. And as we know, frequency is a massive, massive part of muscle growth. So if you can get in more frequently, then to train that muscle, then you've got a better chance of growing that muscle. So it helps with being able to recover from workouts and train more frequently. Another benefit to the upper-lower split model of training is that your strength is going to stay relatively high long into the workout. right? Because again, let's return to the example and contrast it with training something like chest, right? So if you're training chest, you're going to do your loading movements probably early in the workout. You're going to do your bench pressing or your dumbbell pressing, Smith machine pressing, and then as you move on towards the end of the workout, your muscle is going to become more and more and more fatigued, right? So you're going to start not having the firepower to really push on as the workout progresses. Now, that's all well and good, but you're getting diminishing returns kind of thing. You're not going to be able to do the maximum you're capable of at the end of a session versus the start of a session, because your energy is depleted and that muscle's fatiguing. Versus in an upper session, every muscle that you train is relatively fresh when you train it. All right, systemically and overall, you're going to be losing energy because you're further into the workout, but you're still going to be relatively fresh in that area, right? Because you've only done 1 or 2 exercises on it max. So you go in, you do your chest, you got to do maybe 1 or 2 exercises, you know, a flat press, maybe an incline press if you don't do a vertical press, and that's you done for chest until the next time you come in. So you shouldn't be losing massive amount of strength. In fact, you should be building strength, and it should be easier to build strength on this type of workout plan. Now, let's move on to the drawbacks of a upper-lower workout plan, because there are drawbacks. And it's not for everyone. Now, it is a workout plan that I really like, but one of the drawbacks of an upper-lower workout split are that due to the fact that it's not as specified as a body part split workout, if you're a little bit more advanced and you're trying to bring up one specific area of your body, this might not be the right approach for you, or you might need to make some adjustments to this approach. Because it's not so specified that you're not getting loads and loads of volume on one particular area, and if you're really happy with your physique, if your physique's looking really good, but there's one weak area on it that you really want to bring up, you know, for example, your shoulders or your chest or your calves or your hamstrings or whatever it is, then you're not getting loads and loads of volume on that one particular muscle group. You're spreading it out a lot more. So a body part specific workout plan might be a little bit more suited to you. Or an alternative, if you like the upper lower split approach, is to make some adjustments to that. So for example, you might do your normal upper lower workout split that I described earlier in the video, with your 4 days. So you've got 2 days on, 1 day off, 2 days on, that kind of thing, where you're doing upper lower rest, that kind of stuff. You might add an extra day in and take one of your rest days away, so you train 5 times a week rather than 4. And you might make that, for example, an arm day. If the arms are struggling, you might, you know, throw some arm workouts, throw a bit of arm volume in at the end of your upper sessions, and also add an extra arm day in, just dedicated to arms on one of your rest days. So it's not massively fatiguing for the whole body, but it's still bringing those weak body parts up. Or, you know, fill in the blank with what kind of muscle group you're looking to bring up. If it's something really big like your back or your legs, you know, quads, something like that, probably need to put a little bit more thought into it and not just add an extra day. You know, you might need to just do little tag on sessions at the end of your workouts to bring those muscle groups up, because you don't want to be tanking your recovery completely. So that's a bit of an overview to upper lower body split workouts. I hope that was useful, guys. Let me know what you thought, and let me know if you've got any questions for me about upper lower split workouts in the comments below. Please don't forget to let me know what you think of this video. Drop a like if you enjoyed it. Drop a subscribe, because I'm going to be putting more and more of these videos out on my channel every single week. And if you're interested in learning more about training programs, designing your own training program, and building more muscle in general, head over to www.trainingmastery.net/register-interest, or the links in the comments below as well, and I will give you access to Training Mastery, which is my brand new course on muscle building. So hope you enjoyed that, guys, and I'll speak to you next time.